What's going on, my Central Unit Galaxy? Is the Central Man here. So this is another episode review of Wandavision, Series 1, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called On a Very Special Episode. This episode so far is the best episode of Series 1. If I rank it to 1 to 5, which one's the best, which one's the worst? So far, the 5 episodes of WandaVision, we haven't saw a worse episode so far. You know, number 1 for me has to be episode 5. Number 2, taking the silver medal, has to be episode 3. Taking the bronze medal has to be episode 2. The previous episode, episode 4, is 4th place. 5th place has to be episode 1. Anyway, this episode's got 2 plots. You got the major plot and the minor plot. The major plot's, WandaVision, the sitcom from the 1980s, late 80s, early 90s. That is the major plot. The minor plot is, Sword, Monica, Darcy, Jimmy Woo, Hayward, the members of Sword, still like researching the Westview sitcom, the universe that Wanda creates. That is the minor plot. I'll get to that plot later on in this review. Anyway, so we start with the sitcom bit first. That's the major plot. So it started with Wanda and Vision looking after the boys, the twins. That is Billy and Tommy. Wanda trying to cast the spell on the twins. It did not work. And Vision had like dummies sticking out in his ears. I know he's a robot, he doesn't have any earwax, but we call dummies in the UK. But yeah, I know it's pacifiers, so he got pacifiers in his ears, to block out the sound, the noise, the crying of the twins. They gave the twins the pacifiers, they spat it out, continued crying. Then you got Agnes. Agnes was in a workout gear. I'm guessing she's like workout in a gym. Said about, you want me to look after the kids. They kind of like looked at each other and talked about Wanda and Vision. Kind of laugh. Kind of give Agnes permission. Basically, Agnes is basically Wanda's best friend in the sitcom. She was doing like side lunges while looking after the twins, spraying perfume or what type of spray. And the twins basically are silent. I'm guessing like the babies are sleeping. Suddenly they're not in their prams, their cots. So, and all of a sudden they're grown up. I called it in my review of the 3rd episode of the show that they're gonna really grow rapidly. Babies, then like infants, and I'm guessing like going into that later stages of the series, they'll be like teenagers. So, yeah, Billy and Tommy are, I think they're 5 years old. One of them are wearing red and blue. Like, I think Billy wears red in this episode, and no, is it Billy? No, I think Tommy wears the blue. Not silver, but blue, grey, white, and Tommy wears the red one. I'm guessing they're trying to be the younger version of Wanda and Petro. That's Quicksilver, because Petro wears like the blue, silver, white in Age of Ultron, and Wanda wears red. That's alter ego is Scarlet Witch. She had red hair. Because red is the type of Scarlet is the type of red. And then you got this intro. You tell the sitcom's going into that late 80s, early 90s period. You had Wanda, Vision, the boys as a painting. You had Wanda, you had the Westview postcards and the New Jersey postcard. Wanda, pictures of Wanda as a kid, as a baby, as a little kid, as teenage Wanda to present day Wanda. The Vision picture was so funny. He was a kid in a cradle, and then he was in school, I'm guessing like writing like a sum in like a chalkboard, and then present day Vision, and also with the boys, and also the boys are blowing out birthday cakes. Before that, you had like Agnes said about like kids, you can't control them no matter how you do, something like that. And then you got the boys, Billy and Tommy basically blowing their birthday cakes. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because they age rapidly. And then you had Vision dressing up like every time there was a holiday. When it's was it Thanksgiving's Day? Was it? Yeah, Thanksgiving's Day. You know, in America, he dressed up like a turkey. When it's Easter, he's dressed up like a bunny rabbit. You know, the Easter bunny. And when it's Christmas, he dressed up like Santa Claus. You know, the intro was funny, and then ends with WandaVision. You know, basically, Wanda, Vision and the boys now in colored. You know, because it's painted. You know, I don't know what reference is that. I'm guessing it's with this artist. I don't know what's his name with the afro. I don't know. Don't want to get into it. So the boys are basically washing. You look like washing up, they're doing their chores, but in reality, they're washing up a dog. They found a dog. Wonder what's what the boys are hiding. They discovered they found the dog. They ask Wanda, can they keep them? Wanda says, looking after the dog is a big responsibility. She kind of changed her opinions a little bit, hugging the dog, and then you got Vision came along, and then Agnes came along, giving the dog. I think it's a small dog house, a dog kennel. And Wanda kind of. They called the dog. First it's Sniffy, but they called the dog Sparky because the dog sniffed like a plug socket, and I think it didn't electrocute the dog. It sparked out of the plug socket, and the dog run away. So got afraid a little bit. So they named it Sparky. Wanda summon up a collar, and Wanda says, "What?" Vision said to Wanda, "What are you doing? You cost the you summon up the collar in front of Agnes," and Wanda says, "I do not care at this point because their goal is keeping their identity." When Wanda came into the house, in the beginning of this episode, 2 minutes after the start of this episode, he changed it into his human face. He says, "I'm wiping my face with a pillow." No, with a cushion. And that. I like Paul Bettany. He kind of killed it in that comedy role as Vision. Anyway, so Wanda says, "I do not care." Said reveal. I want Agnes to reveal my power, something like that. I'm interpreting that she doesn't really care about hiding her powers, hiding her identity. So moving on to he said about basically he asked the boys, "You can't keep the dog until the age of 10." And suddenly, they age rapidly once again. They're 10 years old. I think, Billy's wearing blue. No, I think Billy's wearing red. Tommy's wearing blue. I think in the comics they'll become, what's it called? Speed and Wicked. I think Speed will be a younger version of Petro. And Wicked will be the younger version of Wanda. A male version of Wanda, sorry. Because Wanda's already a girl. Anyway. So, I called it that. They're going to age rapidly. So, then we got, Vision in his workplace teaching Norm about the email. And I think at this point, it's very funny how they did that. How they did it, teaching Norm the email, because the email hardly was invented. Computer wasn't invented yet. I think it was because you can tell this sitcom is late 80s, early 90s, so Vision is kind of freaking out. People they're reading this message about Darcy Lewis, Maximoff, Monolith. Was going to be high level of radiation going in. Was it Westview? And then he kind of basically didn't break the computer. Basically turn it off with his powers, because he goes through objects. That's really Vision's power. Vision kind of went through Norm's head, and Norm is basically snapped into. Because bit of a spoiler, because I'm guessing Wanda kidnapped the people. Because he's not really a real character. Norm is just a fictional character of the Westview sitcom. Norm is basically, at this point, he was kind of funny, and all of a sudden he's kind of feared and worried and panicking, help me, you gotta help me, where's my sister? I'm in a lot of pain. You tell Vision you need to stop someone. You need to stop. You gotta stop him or stop her. He didn't say the person's name. I'm guessing like you need Vision to stop Wanda. It's like stop who? Yeah, and he kind of changed Norm into the sitcom Norm. Yeah, so yeah, something like you got to stop someone. Yeah, yeah. You can tell Vision is kind of like kicking in this thing. He's not real. After not the end is like Norm says about when I send this email, when I put the stamps, internet joke, waka waka. So and then we got yeah, you got Wanda and the boys playing with the dog and wondering where his Vision is, their dad, and they said Wanda's asked really tell the boys he's at work, and then they said about it's Saturday, and Wanda said it's Monday. Said about like distraction, they're worried about he's more focused on their job. Vision's more focused on his job more than the boys, and then said about like me and my dad, me and Vision, we argue like you boys. You can argue with toys, that we still family. I think it was Tommy, one with the long hair, said about do you have a brother? Wanda says yes. He's far far away. That's in the Westview's world, but in reality, he died in Age of Ultron, and then Sparky left the house, led to the drone. I'll get to the drone basically later on in this, really get to the minor part of this, the minor plot of the episode. Anyway, so they trying to find the dog. They're near Agnes, and Agnes, really basically the dog died because Agnes kind of covered the dog's body around like a purple sheet. I think you said about the dogs eating something. I'm guessing plants. I think they do. I think dogs are allergic to green plants. I don't know. So at least never got run over. And the boys want Wanda to bring the dog back, and she said no. And Agnes says, "Can you really do that?" I'm guessing this is in this Wizard of Waverly Place role. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Wizard of Waverly Place is a sitcom in the like late 2000s, going to the early 2010s. It's got starring Selena Gomez. I put Wanda in Alex's role because Alex is one with the magic powers. She's the wizard or witch. And Agnes is in the Harper role because Harper is mortal. She doesn't have any powers. She's non-magic or Muggle, if you're going in a Harry Potter term. So she said about like you can't age rapidly. There's rules in life. You can't age rapidly or reverse death. It's how the future goes, or it's part of the future. And the boy says, I thought this family is the future. And I think Tommy says, bring him back, mom. And Vision came, he asked Wanda to bring him back, and Vision, and Vision. Sorry, I'm kind of getting confusing. The boys asking Wanda to bring the dog back, and then Vision suddenly appeared, says, bring who back, and didn't know that the dog died, and the boys hug Vision. Wow, Vision is a tall person. Paul Bettany. I'm guessing he's about 6'1". I think Wanda is a small dude. Elizabeth Olsen is a small woman. Vision is a tall dude. So after that, Wanda and Vision basically are in the kitchen, and Vision really tell Wanda that he talked to Norm. It's about like he basically talked about like he went through his mind. He's in a lot of pain. Wanda is basically changing the subject. He's basically changing the subject. And then and Vision said about like watch TV, go to bed, and you can change everything all over again. You can't control me when you did then. And then he said about why is the Maximoff and was it Anapoli? Before that, during this episode, he had this advert of Lagos. I'm guessing I don't know, it was part of Wanda's life, or maybe it's just a joke, or basically a parody of the Bounty outfit. Bounty or Plenty. You used to call Bounty the toilet, the kitchen towels, adverts. That's called Bounty. If you spill in, you put the piece of really kitchen paper onto the stains. It kind of the stain is subbed into the kitchen paper. That's Bounty. Now it's Plenty. I'm guessing it's a joke of that, a parody of that. Anyway, back to you see on the screens right now. You had Wanda and Vision. I thought they were going for a fight. Said about what's going out there. Vision said about I don't know what my life before Westview. I'm scared. And I thought it's gonna lead to a fight. Shout, because Vision shouts at Wanda. Wanda says, "You never talked to me like that before." She said about I don't know what things started, how it started in the first place, and Vision says, why is there more kids every time like the playground's empty every time I went to work, and then sort of about like he kind of talked to Wanda, says you can't, it's wrong to do this. Basically, Wanda says, you think I'll control all of it? Basically, Wanda can do that because I'm guessing Wanda is pulling the strings at this moment. And then the door's knocked, and then all suddenly we got the return of Quicksilver. Unfortunately, it's not Aaron Taylor Johnson return as Pedro, Quicksilver. It's Evan Peters from X-Men, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. And the last time he appeared was in Dark Phoenix. That was in the 2019 film, the X-Men movie. I like Evan Peters. I like him more than Aaron Taylor Johnson. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. The reason why people want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson in that role again, because everyone knows that. I'm guessing in very real life, between Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen. Olsen, sorry, say Olsen. Because Elizabeth is part of the Olsen twins alongside Mary Kay and Ashley. I think people want to see, Aaron Taylor Johnson return as Quicksilver, but unfortunately we never got it. And I don't want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson return as Quicksilver because he kind of pissed me off in Age of Ultron, the movie. So he's calling. I don't know why they keep calling him Petro anymore. He's Peter Maximoff. Because they're two different characters from the two different universes. Because Petro is from Sokovia. Peter's he's American. I like Evan Peters' character as Quicksilver in Day of Future Past, Apocalypse, and I haven't saw Dark Phoenix. I think Dark Phoenix is one of the worst X-Men movies of all time, alongside Last Stand. Don't know, but anyway. So it ended the minor plot, led to episode 6. That's the end of the major plot. So the minor plot's all about Sword. So it started with Monica getting examined after she got really blasted away from Westview reality. And then you got like Hayward and many people saw Sword, Darcy, Wu, James Wu talking about, all about the history. Talking about more the history of Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. Like, she was born in 1989. She's 5'6". I don't know if that's true enough. Like, that's Elizabeth Olsen's real height. I think she's 5'3". I think the Olsen twins are not very tall women. I think she's about 5'3", 5'2", 5'3". Not 100% sure. So basically, born in 1989. Her and Petro's parents were killed in a plane crash, and her she got experimented with the Mind Stone. She got powers of she got her powers, and I don't like that Hayward character. I'm sorry. What's his first name? Is it Miles? Maya? Hayward? Who's the main guy. I think he's one of the suits that ties off Sword. I don't like him. I don't like his character, I'll talk about more of his character shortly. It's really funny that Darcy, I fucking like Kat Dennings in that role. Darcy, he's about to basically said he's a dick. I understand, you can tell it's not swearing. I know it's a TV show. I don't know what rating of the TV show Wandavision. Probably 50, I think it was 15 plus, age 15. Let him swear. He called him a dick. Darcy was bang on the money. He's a dick. Monica said about, Wanda is not a threat. He protected me. He said about she blasted you off the Westview. She'll never hurt me. He said about by the way, and the reason why this whole thing started because Wanda stormed into the headquarters of Sword because they were researching, the dead body of Vision. Basically, what they did, I'm guessing like they got kidnapped in the part in the sitcom. That could be the reason why Norm was acting out. We got some glimpses. You can tell like we keep making the viewers guessing week after week. I kind of like it. I like the concept. So you said they said they're not like Monica is slowly growing on her character. She's trying to be a reasonable character. Said to Hayward, she's not a threat. She's not a terrorist. She saved me. She's not hurting anyone. And then they kind of you had Wu, Darcy, Monica doing their research. So about like they did some reference in this episode, in the sword side between Monica, Darcy, Wu. Something about like if Wanda could she could defeat Thanos if she not got blapped, and and Wu said about bring up Captain Marvel beating Thanos. Unfortunately, in comics, I think she could do, but in reality, she got beat by Thanos in Endgames. Not killed, but didn't won the fight against Thanos. So Darcy said about props, so went to the laboratory, saw the clothes that Monica was in, portraying as Geraldine in the Wandavision sitcom. She grabbed Wu's gun, shoot the clothes, and then you got the drone. Because basically you had Monica controlling the drone, and they're located at the Maximoff's house. I don't know whether we'll call it Maximoff's house. They're called the Vision's house because Maximoff is Wanda's maiden name. Wandavision. That could be her surname if she's married to Vision. If she in real life before this whole, Wandavision, the sitcom. Before if Vision didn't got killed by Thanos. Anyway, so Hayward tells Monica to take her out. Wanda's eyes glowed, and then all of a sudden she appeared out of the sitcom. Basically warned Sword like, I'll give you one more chance. Don't bother me. I might not bother you. And you're not taking away. Basically you're not taking anything away from me. But basically I can tell like Wanda is in hell and back. She's in denial. Because her husband don't exist. If they married in the first place, Petro doesn't exist. She's still grieving because she's the only grief character of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She lost, alongside Thor. Thor lost his dad, mom, brother. Same as Wanda lost her brother, lost Vision, lost their parents in a very young age. So yeah, she basically cast like a charm, manipulate the guards, trying to shoot Hayward. He came off more of a dick to me. I don't like Hayward. Maybe it's too early of his character progression, of his development of his character, but to me personally, if you put this in a wrestling term, you can tell Wanda is a full-blown heel. And Hayward is also a heel. But I think his heel turn is basically super force. Compared to Wanda, it's basically organic. You put it in wrestling terms, but it's not wrestling. They're both, Wanda is now a villain. He was a villain a little bit, helping Ultron. And then all of a sudden she's turned babyface, join up the Avengers side to defeat Ultron because Ultron, I'll explain more if I review Age of Ultron. Jesus Christ. Boy, Quicksilver will piss me off in that movie. I don't hate Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's a good actor. He's a good actor. I like him in Kick-Ass, but him as Quicksilver in that movie, nah, it doesn't sit well for me. So, Wanda basically cast the spell onto the portal. Yeah, the portal, the force field. The portal. I keep saying Porto like FC Porto, the Portuguese football team. I say portal. So basically the force field, he casts like this realm around the force field to make sure the sword guys cannot get in. Wait and see. They probably will. If they tend to do that, they'll probably get killed off. I want to see Wanda killing Hayward, man. He's just a typical generic guy. He's just a suit and tie, represent the company. he's just not. He's no Coulson. I'm not a big fan of Coulson, but Coulson's like he came off more of a good person or an okay person. You know, I find him more of a dick in Thor 1. So I think that was it. You know, yeah, I think that was it because they only had like a few episodes. That's it. Yeah, in the end, you had Darcy watching the sitcom. Says, Petro got Wanda's recast Petro, some shit like that, and that was it. Anyway, this episode's good. Planting more seeds, going to the lateral stages of the season or series, whatever it's called. It's the same thing. You know, Vision is kind of like I can see Vision getting killed off again. I can see Vision just basically leaving. You know, basically in the next episode. I haven't saw the next episode yet of WandaVision. You know, it's on right now. I'm gonna give it a chance, watch it again, and review it next time. You know, because I think they're doing a Halloween episode. It's really funny. They're doing a Halloween episode. It's February, fucking February. I wish they did a fucking Valentine's Day episode. You know, but it's just me. But wait and find out. So yeah, Vision's the one. You know, is investigating what's going on. Is he really dead? Is it, he's basically wants to find out what's happening outside of Westview. I'm gonna say Westworld. Yeah, I wanna, I kind of like Monica's character. It's like I always call her Maria because Maria's her mom. I kind of like the Maria character, the Monica character. Sorry, she's kind of slowly growing on me. Wu's character came up more of a likable character. I'm guessing there's gonna be a love relationship between her and Darcy. Because Kat Dennings nailed that role. Darcy, she nailed that role. Calling her a dick and then ended with a line that says, Quicksilver, Wanda recast Petro. It's not Aaron Taylor Johnson's Evan Peters. Sorry. So yeah, planning like a cliffhanger going into episode 6. So I don't know if episode 6 is gonna be the same thing. Major plot, minor plots. Telling two sides of the story in one episode. Gotta wait and find out. So anyway, so yeah, this was a good episode so far. Best episode of the series so far for WandaVision. So like I said, I'm gonna do it again. So far, the best episode of Series 1 of WandaVision has to be this one. That's episode 5. Number 2 has to be episode 3. That was Now in Color. Episode 2 is basically, Wanda and Vision in the talent show. That's episode 3 that gets the bronze medal. Episode 4 is basically getting the bronze medal. Sorry, not bronze medal, but that's 4th place. Episode 4. Episode 1's last place. It's not really a terrible episode. It was a good episode, introduced to the show, but nothing special, nothing like epic. It's just building the story slowly in the first 2 episodes. So this is kind of like wrapping up the story a little bit. Wait and find out if Vision's gonna fight Wanda. He's gonna see out the truth. Vision's going to investigate. I can see Vision going into that, going outside, be dead, or I want to see Wanda being killed. I can see Wanda is like Raven of the Marvel universe. Basically, she can do that shit. I can see Wanda tearing, causing havoc towards Sword. Yeah, she's not no threat. Like Monica says, she's no threat. But Wanda is still grieving. Is Vision going to be back to life? Because at this point, the Mind Stone is no longer, it's returned to Captain America in Endgame, so there can probably many things to bring back Vision. She can really bring back Vision because her powers come from the I think it's part of the Infinity Stone. I think it's the Red Stone. I don't know. I can't remember it. The Red Stone's called. So I think it's it's not the Mind Stone. I think Vision's yellow. The Yellow Stone is the Life Stone. I think it is the Mind Stone. She can kind of bring her back. It makes no sense. You can bring Vision back to life in this reality, and her brother but not bring back the dark. There was some questions, Like I said, still a good episode. One of the best episodes so far is Series 1, so I'm going to end this review. So, hope you enjoyed my review of Series 1, Episode 5 review of WandaVision. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos, reviewing, watch my previous other episodes of WandaVision and my reviews of the MCU movie review series. On Phase 1, I'm trying to do like a best to, because next one to another video to end the Phase 1 review series of the MCU movie review series before I move on to Phase 2. That'll be later on this week. Watch the rest. Like I said, watch my previous episode reviews of WandaVision, then and the MCU movie review series. Almost stumbled and fucked up. Watch that. And also I do a lot of game streams and live streams. Haven't done a live stream for about a couple of weeks. I think it was the United game, Arsenal Manchester United game. That was the last time I did a live stream. So that'll be back anytime soon. I'm taking a bit of a break of doing live streams. Doing live reactions of football. And and click the notification bell if you subscribe. This is Essential Man officially signing out. Check you later, and we'll see you next time for another episode review of WandaVision.